What's going on, everybody? My name is Monster, and welcome to episode 5 of the NCL Season 3 Coach Profile Series, where I interview coaches so you get to know them a little bit better. In today's episode, we have the first returning coach being interviewed, and that is the commissioner of the league, of course. Ian, what's up, man?
What's up? How's it going?
It's going good, dude. Just chilling. I've made out like 15 of these a day. So
Yeah, that's all of them except for yours.
yeah, definitely, definitely didn't
Same
just say that this
day.
is episode 5. Um, all right, so we're gonna get straight into it. All right, question number 1. Uh, how do you
42.
feel you've improved since last season?
Oh, Jesus. Since last season? Dude, that was only
Yeah, but the
less
season
than four
lasted
weeks
for
ago?
like 3 months.
Are we talking about improved from the beginning of last season?
Yes, to now.
My drafting has improved significantly since then.
Okay.
That was horrible. That draft just, oh, I still hate that team.
Feels bad. Made it all the way to semis and hates that team.
Yeah, I know, right? That actually sounds probably like the most selfish thing ever. Like I'm the most narcissistic person in existence when I finished first in the entire league and semis, and I just despised my team. But it did not fit my play style at all.
I feel you, man. I definitely know what that feels like. NCL season 1. All right, so next question. You predicted yourself to make playoffs. Did you meet your goal? Why or why not?
Yeah, of course I did.
Well, how did you?
We just said I made semis. I mean, okay, let's be real here, right? Like playoffs was a low goal for me, and my overall goal definitely was to make it back to finals. So I'd say that I probably didn't achieve my overall goal. Just it's not really my own fault. I think we've been through this enough,
Yep.
and I don't want to go super in depth with it, but um, yeah, okay. You know what? I got close enough to say that I could have achieved it, which is something. But I definitely did want revenge after what happened to me in season one. Wanted to come back and win the whole thing, but we can't always have what we want. So
Indeedly so. I respect that. Yeah, you got that big crit on Como, and the game is just over. Feels bad. Um, all right, so next question that you sort of already answered again. What were you satisfied with your performance last season in NCL?
mm, yes, to an extent. I mean, okay, so I think well, let's say I had 4 losses the entire season. Um, my first loss was to Ben in a game where I prepped very poorly. So I'd say that's probably just like a big L for me. Hold this L, please. The next game was against Phil, and he flinched me with Thunderfang, and that was the reason I lost that game. So I can't really blame that on anything besides a 10% chance, which sucks. And then my last loss of the regular season was also against Phil in a meme match, so I really wasn't trying super duper hard to win that one anyways. And then I got crit by Ben. So I'd say, sorry, I was satisfied, right? I'm satisfied with my performance.
Yeah,
That was the question.
are you satisfied with how you played last season?
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Honestly, like, essentially, I lost 2 games directly because of hacks, and you can say what you want about me putting myself in a different position in those games. In both scenarios, I had my win condition in, and they both got some form of hacks, and there's really not much you can do about that, given the matchup. And then the other 2 games, I deserved those losses for sure. So I'd say that I'm definitely satisfied with how I performed last season.
All right, I definitely a well thought out answer, as I expect from you. Um, all right, so next question. What do you think of all the new coaches coming into NCL this season?
All right. Well, I don't know how you want me to answer this necessarily because I recruited all of them myself,
Right, like how do you
handpicked.
feel about their skill levels? Like, do you think How do you feel about their personalities? Like, are they good people? Stuff like that.
Oh, they're great people. That's why they're invited. I like all of them. Friends with all of them. I would say for sure. I think the skill level between all of them varies differently. Uh, like I don't really want to just like call people out on not being as skilled as the rest of the league, but this is a slow expansion process for us, and I think it's important to have a variety of skill levels in any league to help the less strong people, the weaker players, to help the weaker players sort of improve by battling them against the stronger players. I think that's like a key point of any league, because as a weaker player, you're not going to grow unless you take on people better than you and beat the people better than you, which I actually think was shown this season a lot. Um, Season 2, I mean, by that, not season 3.
Yeah.
And just because I think everyone had this stigma about you after going 1-11, and then I said this a lot, and I know you took some offense to it, but the fact that you came through all that, won your first 4 games against some really tough competition, including Phil and Cade, and Dom, which I thought very highly of all 3 of them, and then working your way through, beating Phil and Dom again, and then absolutely demolishing Ben in the finals. I mean, I feel like that's just like such a huge example of what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure. I mean,
personal growth is
yeah, for
the key.
sure. Like, I mean, I definitely got better from season one to season, or like, okay, from the beginning of season one to the end of season two. I obviously I improved. So, yeah, definitely. I feel what you put down.
For sure.
Okay, next question. What is your favorite part about being commissioner?
My favorite part of it, okay, the power.
Crouch Mayor
No,
Ian.
no, I'm joking. The organization, honestly. I'm weird, and I like keeping things organized, having everything in the proper place, having everything up to date as soon as I can. I mean, it's just sort of like a feeling of satisfaction when I can do all of that, and making it fun for people at the same time. It's just sort of the best of both worlds.
Okay, definitely pretty genuine reasons to be a commissioner, and why you enjoy that for sure. And you are hands down the best commissioner. Just so we're clear here, all the other commissioners can fuck off. Sorry, Jay and Nacho.
Oh,
Um,
thank you very much.
Ian's the best. All right, so next and last question.
Oh,
What's your favorite hockey team and why?
Vancouver Canucks, because they're my home boys. They kind of suck right now, but
Do
can't
they have
can't
a
do much about
history or
that.
something, or are they just like on a
Yeah,
downswing?
no, they're on a massive debt. Like basically, they ended last decade really strong. They started off this decade really strong, and they'll be known in the 2010s as a horrible team.
Damn,
Essentially,
that's a big.
they're known for finishing poorly and still ending up with the 5th overall draft pick, even if they finished above that position. Yeah,
Poggers, dude. All right,
there's
so
a truth to that.
you have officially. Wait. Uh, I was wrong. You were not done with the
Yeah,
interview. Haha.
I thought there were more.
Keep her going. I should have ordered those to be the last questions because that's how I usually do it. I did not do that. All right. So, what are you looking forward to the most this season of NCL?
Looking forward to the most. Well, I'm definitely interested in scouting out sort of the skill levels to see where we can go in future seasons with balancing divisions and expansion and things like that, just based on sort of how the internal skill level of our group of coaches is. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing how the new coaches perform, and I'm very interested in seeing how Ben bounces back this season with his hunger for another title. I think he's got a good shot once again. I mean, he's clearly proven himself to be a very good battler, and I know for sure that he was disappointed in himself after the finals. And I'm really excited to see if he's going to make the run back, salty run back like I did, kind of.
Yeah,
Like I
man.
was close to doing at least.
Yeah, dude. I think this season's gonna be really interesting to watch for sure because like you have so many varying skill levels, And like, I mean, who knows? Maybe like somebody will upset someone in first place, and we can all freak out about it in chat. Um,
Perfect.
that would be
Love
sick.
that.
All right,
Oh, I'm
so
looking forward to power rankings as well. That's another
oh
huge
yeah, dude, oh god, you're spoiling all the stuff before we even started.
thing.
Don't nobody even know about PRs yet.
Well, I don't remember if we're doing that in video format or not, so it doesn't
Nacho can do
matter.
it in video.
There's
If he
there's
doesn't
a
do it in video
channel.
format so I can hear his intro, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
There's a channel in the server, so people will have figured it out by now that it's happening. It's coming.
Just there will be a video. Okay, there's gonna be a video. I'll get Nacho to make a video.
No promises.
All right, next question. All right, a lot of broken mods were allowed this season. Um, so normally what I've been doing is because newcomers don't necessarily know what was allowed in season two, so I kind of
Okay.
give them examples as to what's being allowed this season that would be considered broken. But I mean, you're the commissioner and you've been playing draft league long enough, so you already know. Um, so of all the broken mods that are being allowed this season, which do you think is the most broken and why?
All right, so let's list off the broken mons that we're allowing then, just as a basis here.
Okay,
So
good.
we'll,
Because I've been saying that I know at least one of the Megalodians is being allowed, but I don't know if it's both of
yeah,
them. Is it both of them?
yeah, we allowed both Megalodias,
Okay.
so Megalodios and Megalodios, and we allowed Mega Mawile.
Yeah.
We allowed Aegislash with no King Shield. We
Yeah.
allowed Eternal Floette, which was very controversial because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it hasn't been released yet," and I really don't care because I think that it's a I don't know. I think that it has its place in draft league even if it hasn't been released. And we're not a Wi-Fi league, so I really couldn't give a crap about whether or not we're playing with like legal sets. If you get that, I mean, I care about legal sets as in you can get it in the game, but Eternal Floette is definitely an exception. And in fact, last season there was a huge uproar because we allowed Zera Aura at the beginning of the season, and then in the middle of the season, Zera Aura was released, and so nobody cared after that. Eternal Floette's not going that way by any means. Don't get me wrong. Game Freak is probably never going to allow like release Eternal Floette. As much as I want them to release Pokeball Magearna as well, because I love the look of that. Um, but I actually do think we tiered Eternal Floette too high for this. I've only ever seen it in a free draft setting, and so I'm curious to see how that performs. Hoop Unbound we allowed this season, and there was one other thing, wasn't there, or was that it?
We've
Those
always allowed.
six.
Have we always allowed Mega Kang? Is Mega Kang being allowed?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We have. It's a garbage mon. Yeah, okay, so I think that might be all of the broken stuff, the new broken stuff. So I mean 6 new things, and you're saying, sorry, what was the question again? Was it
Which do you think is the most broken and why?
oh, most broken and why? Tough one. I am going to go with Megalodios because it is way too bulky and it's got an incredible typing, incredible coverage, recovery. It's an amazing speed stat, so you don't even really need to invest in speed if you're running like a combine set, anyways. It's super hard to break. I mean, it gets a lot of sets these days run refresh, so you can't even like beat it down with toxic spam. I mean, it's just Megalodios is just it's definitely in my mind the most broken out of all these. I think Megalodios doesn't even compare. Megalodios' best set is like 4 attacks mixed.
Yeah.
Mega Mawile, I don't respect Mega Mawile whatsoever. I really just don't think Mega Mawile is that strong. It needs speed to be better. Eternal Floette, again, we've never seen it before, but like its best move is a recoil. It's like a recoil
Yeah. It's
move.
isn't it like a fairy version of Mind Blow?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if you lose 50%. But I know that it is recoil. I feel like it's Flare Blitz kind of like 33% recoil. I can't remember though.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, Hoop Unbound just drops to any bug type attack. I mean, there's ways of playing around that for sure, but it doesn't have the speed to be able to play around those very well. So it needs to run a Scarf all the time. And Aegislash without a King Shield, honestly, in my opinion, is just kind of lackluster. Just being forced to switch into Blade mode with that speed stat of 60, I think it's not good enough. Basically you're forced to sort of stay in shield and set up before you can attack instead of being able to attack and then go on from there. But I do think that Aegislash with King's Shield is too broken. So, anyways, Megalodios is my pick.
Definitely respectable. A lot of people have actually said the Megalodies because they're ridiculous. I think the only person to not say the Megalodies was Tiff. She said Hoopa Unbound. Um,
Really?
yeah. All right. So, is there another question? Yes, there is. How do you feel? Okay. So, like, obviously, you put up the votes for tiering to change this season.
Yep.
So now that everything has been finalized, how do you feel about the tiering? Like, does it look good to you? Is it fair and all that stuff?
There's still a couple things that caught my eye afterwards that I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. I should have thought of this, 4 months ago when I was making up the tiering doc. But those are on track for the next time we do tiering votes, if there's a next time.
All
So
right. So just a few little nitpicky things. That's just about it.
yeah, I mean, there's a few things that I'm just like, I've seen this in this tier before, but like it's more common in the other tier, and I'm sort of curious how everyone else perceives it. And there's a couple things that just the league in general values a lot higher than other things, that I really do feel like should maybe move up a little bit. Um, Avalug is a great example, but
That is true.
it's
Yeah,
in
I
tier
will.
5. uh, else was I thinking? I mean, okay, so an example of something moving down maybe is Entei. I don't necessarily think Entei has the tier 2 value
Yeah,
to it.
I would definitely agree. You
So
kind of just run
that's
banded, and that's
yeah,
really it.
that's hard on my list. Kinkelder is something that I think the league holds a little bit more valuable that probably should have moved up but didn't, and I'm a little bit skeptical of that. I mean, it got offensive MVP, and then we left it in tier 2 for some reason, and almost we basically essentially let Phil have the opportunity to franchise it, and he opted out of it. So very strange.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the tiering is like I think this tier list is like the most solid we've had since the league started.
Oh yeah,
Defog
there's
or
no defog.
Megalol in
Yeah,
the comments, dude.
and then last season there was still a lot of like good value stuff as well, just because we were sort of recovering from defog. But tiering in itself is like a balancing act, and we've done a good job, but it still has there's still room to move everything around, which is nice.
Right, for sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea where I am in the questions. Generally, I put the personal questions at the end.
Mm.
So, is there another question? No, it's not. All right. So now you've made it through the interview. Congratulations. Clap in the chat.
Yay!
Uh,
Clap.
we're done, dude. All right. So yeah, that was episode. I think I said it was episode 5. I hope it's
5.
episode
Yeah,
5.
you said
Um,
5.
that was episode 5 of the NCL season 3 coach profiles. Hopefully, you guys got to know Ian a little bit better because, again, that is the general idea of the series. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Have a good day. Ian, take us home.
Bye, guys.